That's fine. Well. Welcome back. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we are here, ladies of the round table, or LORT Live, episode 98. 98. Sitting right next to me, or beside me, or below me, or maybe even above me, is Pixie in the house.
Hurrah!
And the blob that you see down there, the dark spot, that's Tiff. She'll be back, no worries. She had to make a sandwich, but she'll be back. And AFK Cupcakes to Holly. I think she's over there. Maybe. Am I right? Is she over there? Oh, no.
That way?
And
That way?
that way?
The delay. That way? One of these
Ways, yeah, these ways. What we're gonna do. It's gonna be our new gang sign.
Yeah.
Big shout out and thank you to DJ Side Warrior for that pre-show party mix, and all those requests that you guys made. Wow, love that journey request, man. That's bringing back some memories for me. And everybody who was able to come in the show early for pre-show, we appreciate you and thank you for being here. All you LORT legends, throw up your Phoenix. I want to see him. Come on, throw him up. Let me pop up my chat here. And while I am popping out my chat, I want Pixie to go ahead and play chicken with chat because I haven't done that in a little bit.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okie dokie.
You know what that means, guys? She's waiting on the chat to show up. You know how this goes.
Yeah. So, alright there, Twitch. You wanna do me a solid and you wanna load up some viewers? You wanna do that?
Come on, Twitch, you can do it. I mean, literally, it wasn't letting us broadcast as well.
Twitch, if you will load this chat for me. You want some cookies? I'll make you some cookies. Yeah, there it goes! Yeah! Hype! Okay, finally, I'm sorry. The delay is like super strong. I apologize, guys. Alright, so of course we have some of our awesome moderators. Obviously, we have DJ Sour in the house who did our pre-show, our fantastic pre-show. Once again, oh my god, we love you and you're amazing. And I cannot say enough how fantastic you are. And then we have some amazing viewers like a Purple Ronnie, and I am going to butcher the living crap out of this. I apologize. It's Heliot. I hail it. Humana what? I'm really bad at this one. I can never get this name right. I apologize. Obviously we've got Mallet in the house. Mallet, duo partner for life. Resolve Gaming and Silky Seat 31.
Whew.
Why are you? What? I'm not gonna stick anything up my, just stop with the Cookie Monster emote. It's adorable, but we don't need it. Okay, we do need it in our lives. It's a thing.
It's a thing. And guys, welcome Tiff back to the channel. You know
I'm back from mom duty.
It's alright. I told him you had to make a sandwich.
I did.
See guys, real life goes on. Gotta do the mom thing. That comes first.
Yeah, and then she was upset that I also was not making tomato soup. And I'm like, no, we're not going the whole 9 right now. You're getting a sandwich, and that's that. So
I want to talk about...
Oh, apparently the Cookie Monster was for you, Tiff, because we all know you love Limpy.
God, no. Why?
Ooh, they know you so well. Ouch.
What universe do you live in?
Apparently the one where you like all them cookies.
I guess so.
So I want to talk about our work weeks. I want to know, or your week in general. Again, pardon me. Again with the, what was the one thing, because I'm only going to allow you one, that stopped and made you go, this week, right? What was that one thing? Let's reflect, shall we? I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with Pixie because she looks like she has something to say already. Her face totally changed when I asked her, asked the question. So go ahead, Pix. What was that one thing? You guys in chat, we want to know from you as well. What was that one thing that made you say,
I don't know that mine's like super, but somebody donated and like sent me an Imgur inappropriate picture with it, and I was like, oh my, no, God, oh, where's my eye bleach?
Hey, really? Because, you know, we know what those look like, guys. It's not like...
Yeah, like sea cucumbers.
That seems like you need to go to the doctor if it looks like that. Anyway, what about you, Tiff? What about you?
I don't think I had any like odd moments at work. Nothing really too interesting. I learned some new math stuff, and we all know how much I hate math.
New
So
math. Oh.
that was fun learning how to do new math. So
Ugh, that does not sound like fun.
yeah, no, my work week was not too fun. Yeah, just the normal busy everyday BS that I have to deal with.
So nothing made you say,
Nah.
Nothing made you pause and be like, this was my title for this week. The title to my life was Dear Dumbass. That was the title to my week. Every time somebody did something that was irritating and or I felt that they were not acting in the best of their own cognizance, it was Dear Dumbass. I felt like I had to write a letter. Like, Dear Dumbass, let me tell you, you know, why you can't turn your blinker on when you're trying to make
you know what?
turn, you know
Blinker story?
Go ahead.
My blinker's broken on my car, and I haven't like fixed it for
So
like
you're
a
the
month.
dumbass. You're the dumbass.
This dude, I was coming home from work last night, and like I was obviously slowing down, and I'm in like a turning lane, and so I'm slowing down and turning my apartment complex, and he starts like honking the horn at me because I'm slowing down. I'm like, okay, I get it, my blinker's like not working right, but you don't need to be riding my ass when there's 3 other lanes to like go
Yes,
around.
I do. Yes, I do.
And it's like the middle of the night, and I'm coming home, and I'm like, really, come on, like go around me. Why are you just slamming on your brakes and honking your horn? Because you're just being ridiculous. So
because
I know my blinker's out, but
I'm
there
like,
is no excuse
I'm
for
gonna do the
being ridiculous.
hashtag Dear Dumbass.
Dear Dumbass.
There we go. Because
that was like the only terrible thing, and it was like so brief. I was trying really hard not to be like negative this week, so I broke a cookie jar and like almost cried. So it was like it was like his sentimental value and everything. Like, so I have a short story real quick. When my husband and I first started dating, we were doing Christmas from far away, and so I bought him a gift and he bought me a gift, and we actually both wound up buying each other cookies.
That was funny. I
And so
remember
he
this
bought
story.
an egg, a dragon egg one, and I bought the portal cube one, and I accidentally broke our dragon egg, and I was really upset about it. It was
You
bad.
should be upset about it. It was sentimental.
It was. And then he broke one of my coal ashtrays from Pennsylvania, one of like my thing, like in the same day. We just kept breaking things, so that was fun.
You guys need to be in a padded room together and just leave it alone.
No kidding.
So, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, the hashtag for tonight is Buttgate. We love the Buttgate. We're still going to talk about it at some point. So, that's our hashtag for tonight, Buttgate. So, if you want to add to the conversation or get in the conversation, ask a question, Buttgate, please stick it in. Let me just rephrase that. Please type it in chat, and we'll get to your questions. I did say it lofty. I tried to stop myself. Whew. Top Lofty is the mod for the evening, so if you shall get banned and or timed out or removed from the channel, it's because we told him to remove you. If you cannot act appropriate in the channel, well, guess what? You will get the peanut butter from Pixie and be bounced right on out. So we thank you for being kind and appropriate in our channel. And if you are under 18, you might want to find another channel to go to, because this is a adult rated channel. Parents, turn your speakers off, get some headphones, because it's about to get real. So we're going to roll right into our first topic for the evening, and I'm going to go with Pixie.
Okay.
And
so
bucket cake.
mine is the longest. I'm gonna warn you guys, I'm gonna go adult content on this. It's something that I find really frustrating and I get really passionate about, so this is gonna be adult content. If you have small children in the room, please, earmuffs, wear a headset, or be like, GTFO, cause it's going down.
It's going down for real. Sing it.
So this article, I was actually sent this by, I believe, you, Shriv, and I found this article to be beyond interesting. So the writer brings up some opposing viewpoints to those of said writers. So I'm going to bring up, a couple of things that I think are interesting, and I really want us to kind of break this apart and go into in-depth, real thought with it, because it is something that really bothers me. So one of the opposing views from the article is, quote unquote, there always seems to be this big emphasis on creating strong female characters. Whether you create a strong or weak female character, they will always be female, and as human nature will probably have it, someone, somewhere will find a way to sexualize them. As an industry, developers are pushed to include female characters, but they are damned if they do and damned if they don't.
Slow down, reading a little fast for me. I'm trying to keep up. It's okay.
Give a female character a pair of breasts, and you're sexualizing them. If you give them a butt, you're sexualizing. Make them half attractive, and you're sexualizing them. Don't include female characters, and you're sexist. I know that the majority of people, the above won't be the case. So I kind of tend to agree with this. I think as a whole, we sexualize and objectify people every day based on what we find attractive. I don't think this is something that's abnormal. I don't think this is something that's wrong. Inherently, I think it's only a problem when we do things that are inappropriate or that we're not supposed to. We don't see a guy at a bar and go, man, I wonder how smart he is. We see a guy at a bar who's like a giant beefcake, and we're like, man, that dude's a giant beefcake. We don't worry about what's in their head. We worry about what's in their pants. And I say this because these are actual things that we think. And I don't think that that's something that developers purposely do all the time. Do I think that they put out characters that are specifically very over-sexualized in certain cases? Absolutely. But I don't think that all of the developers do that, and I don't think they do it on purpose. Lara Croft, who in my opinion is like one of the best representations of women in video games, is so often claimed to be sexualized because she's attractive. Did developers purposefully intend for that to be the case? Was it just a ploy for money because sex sells? Was it intended to make guys want to play the game? Because very often some people want to play a character of the gender that they are. Last week we talked about the game Rust and how it was forcing people to play randomized gendered characters, and it caused a lot of outrage. And now, is it something where they thought if they made her more attractive that people would play it and they'd have an easier time selling it? And the author then goes, so to recap that last paragraph, Lara Croft is deliberately designed character made to be sexualized. Women who are real people dressed like Lara Croft. The women who are real people dressed like Lara Croft who is deliberately designed to be sexualized, were non-consensually sexualized themselves. Now, this is in reference to her having a conversation with a group of girls who were cosplayers and who did Lara Croft, and one of them was in fact sexually harassed by one of the men who was supposed to be interviewing her. He asked her some sexually lewd questions, and they upset her. Now, the problem is how do you know that Lara Croft was designed to be sexualized? Do you know that? Is that something that you've asked the developers about? Is it something that you just think because that's your point of view? And I think that's something that we very often miss, is that a lot of times we see these characters in video games and we immediately assume they're sexualized because the developers want them that way. So we talked about Tracer and Tracer's pose being changed. And even the developers mentioned that they weren't as happy with that pose as they could have been, and they released another pose. Is that something that they did deliberately? Is it that they, you know, the butt pose where she was looking over her shoulder was a thing that they wanted to do to get people to play the game or to sexualize it? So there's a study that's linked within this article about how people believe that women are too often treated like sex objects, and that there needs to be more female protagonists, and that the majority of people who responded to this are people who weren't sure about how women were portrayed in video games. So I think talking about this is something that's really important. So what I want to know is, why do these younger people think that, because they're high school boys and girls, think that women are sexualized in video games? Is this an opinion that they come to themselves? Is an opinion that's been forced upon them by people who are around them because they haven't taken the time to think about this themselves? Because I feel like in things like this, there's very often like the group mentality, and it's insulting. There are women who have applied for jobs at conventions for like AV skills, and they've been referred to like booth babe positions. People who are asked which player is their boyfriend. And my question is this actually sexism, or is this ignorance? Why isn't this a symptom of the fact that there aren't a whole ton of women in gaming, and that this is something that is newer and that is continuing to grow, and that our community is going to face these growing pains as people who typically are perceived as being socially awkward continue to become less socially awkward? I live in this room. I live in this room. I freely admit it. I have no qualms with it. Like, I live in this room. I have horrible social anxiety, and people terrify the living crap out of me. So why is this something that we immediately assume is sexism and want to put this label on? Why isn't this something where we break it down into smaller subsects and we go, what's the root cause of this? And we try to root out the cause and we try to fix it. So my question to you guys is actually three things.
3-part question.
It's a 3-part question.
Get your essays ready.
Take a breath first. Okay.
Is this something that you think is a real problem? Do you think that women are overly sexualized in video games?
Okay, we're specific to video games now, right? All right.
Specific to video games. Do you think
let's go with that one first, and then we'll move to the other two,
Okay.
because I'll forget what you said in the other question. So, Tiff, go first.
So, go ahead and ask that question one more time, because I was trying to bank them up, getting ready for all three, so I could answer all three at once. Because I got ready
article
for
made
it.
Pixie really excited, guys. She really, really wanted us. If you haven't seen it, we'll throw the link up again.
there is
And
gonna
God, is
be a
going to be a test.
I want people to really think about this, because I'm the kind of person that, like, I like looking at boobs and butts in video games. I'm not gonna lie. So like, I don't think it's necessarily a huge issue.
What's the question?
So, do you think that women are overly sexualized in video games? And if you do, why do you think that?
Tiff?
I think at some points they are, and in some points they are not. It's depending on the game itself. You know, there's different games in which, Dead or Alive, those characters are very sexualized, and they're done so on purpose. but then like you said, like Tomb Raider, Laura Croft, like she's just a badass like chick, doesn't matter what she's wearing, she's gonna be, a really strong female character, but she can also be incredibly attractive as well. And depending on how you look at that game, it's the person viewing that game that's sexualizing her at that point, and it's going to depend on the viewers. And like I said, a game like Dead or Alive, where we didn't even get it stateside because the characters were so sexualized on purpose, that's a different story, and it's going to depend on each game and each person that you're talking to on this subject. You don't get a say in this at this moment. You put your hand down. Sorry. 6-year-old is still awake. It's one of those things that it's going to depend on the person. It's going to depend on the game. I think ignorance plays a lot into it when you're looking at younger audiences where they don't know as much. They don't know the difference between sexualizing somebody or fantasizing and what was just meant to be a very strong character that just happens to also be attractive. So, you have a mentality that's not quite matured. And so they see something they like and they're like, I love this, and that goes for both boys and girls at that age. I mean, that time of their life, that's what they do. Again, it's gonna come down to what game it is, and is it okay? Depends on how you, what's the word I'm thinking of? It depends on how you act upon it. Are you going to sit there and sexualize this character in every shape, way, or form, whether it be on the computer, in drawings, as a cosplayer? You see a cosplayer, you're like, oh, there's Laura Croft. I've been dreaming about her my whole life. Here she is in person. I'm going to go up to her and say something really nasty and not even know that they're doing it, just because they may be a socially awkward person and they think that this is this character, or they think that this person, like when you're doing cosplay, there's two kinds of cosplayers. There are people that just like to dress up, and there are people who like to be in full like performance mode. They're becoming that character, so some people can't tell the difference on when that happens. And so when you start bringing those characters to real life, that becomes a muddy area as well. I feel like I could probably go on for this for quite a while, but I know you have other parts to this question.
Is it my turn?
Go right ahead. Yes.
Oh, okay. We segued to me. So I believe it is all about perception. Because something that could be hypersexualized to me may not be to you, because of the life I lead or lifestyle that you lead. You may be more open to something than I am. I think that as a parent, some things are way hypersexualized to me in the perspective of viewing it for my family versus myself personally. And also, Lofty was right. If women are over sexualized, then the same could be said about men being hyper that word. Say it for me, Pixie.
Hyper masculinity.
There you go, because I was going to get that out. And it is true. We could look at a lot of things from both lenses, right? As far as gaming and games are concerned, I think that when these types of terms are thrown around, this is how we end up with certain people being louder, their voices being louder than others, like Anita Sarkeesian, who has taken this and ran so far, so fast, that it's caused some rift and conflict in our community, because now people feel like they have to choose a side. And that's not what gaming is about to me and a lot of other people in our community. So it is a double-edged sword when we start using these types of terms and having these types of conversations. You have to be very responsible about the message that you're trying to send with your game, yes. But also, it is within the realm of creativity to be creative, right? So who's to say that whatever is not their creative muse versus sexualized? I mean, it's kind of hard. It's very difficult. It's almost like censorship, right? So Pixie, back to you for the second part of the question.
So, do you think that this is a symptom of the fact that women are getting more into gaming and have been over the past little while, and that we are kind of coming out in like full force, we're playing games or streaming, And this is a symptom of a community that doesn't know how to handle it due to social awkwardness or the fact that it's new and different, or any other combination of things.
I don't think it's new. I don't think it's I think you said it's newer for the last couple of whatever. I think women have always been here. We've always been gamers. We've always been around. It's just I think the interwebs and the internet has made us now more have the ability to be more vocal, to be more present, to be more in the conversation. And I think a lot more women have come to the forefront and we're tired of sitting back and not saying anything, especially when it comes to spending money and spending your hard-earned dollars. If you're going to buy a game, you feel like you should be able to have something to say about it. I think that as we move and progress into our future of gaming, as Hollywood say, we're going to be on mainstream media. We have other things, these conventions are getting more and more prevalent. Twitch is becoming a bigger thing. Esports is becoming huge. There's going to be a lot more presence from females overall than most people on the interwebs would care for. And we know what happens when that happens. We end up with things like GG, right? And it's going to be interesting if we should have another incident like GG occur to see just how many women rally and or support, or how this is going to play out, because I think if we get a second World War II, it's going to be way different this time. And I'm not saying that in a negative or positive manner. I just think it's going to be a whole different spectrum, because now we all know what could happen, right? So I'm going to throw it over to Tiff.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like this generation, like within like there's this generation of women that are out right now, and they're in their early 20s to late 30s, early 40s, where they're outspoken. Where the internet has, we all grew up with it at different stages, and now at this point we're all kind of finding where we are in our internet stages and how to use it. I mean, there's teenagers and 18, 19-year-olds that are using the internet completely different ways that I have no idea what they're doing. You know what I mean? But then there's like my generation right now, where we're using Twitch and we're on podcasts and we're educating ourselves on all of these different things, especially with games and having females in games, and we're getting more of a voice for ourselves out there. There are women on development teams who were, dreaming for this day where they got to be part of that team. And then, like you said, if we have a GG2 that happens, we all saw what happened the first time it happened. I think that was very important that it's such, like you said, it's such a double thing, because it's like stuff like GG happened and it was terrible and it did so much damage, but at the same time it brought a lot of things to light. It brought a lot of people out of their shells. It brought a lot of women out of the darkness, where they feel like, hey, you know what, enough is enough. I need to stand up and talk about these things. I need to stand up and talk about, even if it's not related to GG and it's just related to females in gaming, they're like, you know what, I'm not represented the way I want to be represented. And it just kind of like, I've even been one of those people where I've kind of always stayed in like the background of stuff. I'm like, it's there, it's whatever. But over the past couple of years, of course, you mature a little bit more, you understand the way things work, and you use the internet for good, versus evil. You can make a difference, and I think that is something that I think I might have strayed away from the question, because I got stuck on like thinking about a GG2 happening, and I'm like, oh my God, what would happen if that happened?
Sorry, I threw that term out.
Yeah, you did, and it was like, oh man, I forgot what your question was, Pixie. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked by what Shriv started mentioning, and
do you feel like this is a symptom of the outward appearance of women being more prevalent in gaming, and this is like a growing pain for people learning how to deal with these interactions because they're socially awkward, or they're
it like I said, it's something that we as a community, or we're growing, we're getting more tight knit, we are we're expanding, and we're expanding in a good way. I think it's something where more women are becoming involved in games, where we've always been here. There's always been women in gaming, just their voice has not been as loud as it is now. And I think what's happening is, we have men that have never heard our voice before start to hear it, and they're like, what do you mean, like, her boobs are too big in this game? Whatever. Now, I'm not sexist. That's how the character is designed. You know what I mean? But like, and they're just sitting there thinking they're just designing for themselves. And a lot of times that's what happens with game developers and in other sorts of media. They design for themselves on what they like to see or what they think other people want to see, but they don't have that reality on what is actually okay. Like, I mean, there's a lot of games that I'm starting to see now that have people of color. They have women in games. They have different sexualities. And that's so refreshing to finally see that. And I'm excited for the next 10, 15 years of gaming, of what it's actually going to be like and what representations are going to be in those games and how it goes from there.
I think that it's very important. You made a good point to see the representation of every shape, color, and size in a video game. As in the past, growing up in my generation, that's not necessarily what you see. Thankfully, indies are taking that bull by the horns, and some AAA studios are starting to do it as well. And they're integrating and understanding that this is important. Diversity is important. We need to see that. And I think especially in our younger generation, as they grow up, and you know what kids are doing, they're playing their Xbox, they're playing their consoles. Some kids have PCs and they're able to be on Steam, because this is something they see every day, for probably several hours a day, some people, and or some kids. And I think that for me as a parent, if I'm going to allow my kid to play games, one of the things that I would love to be able to see, whether it's GTA or not, is a representation of every race, color or size, so that my kid understands that the reality of the world is these are going to be what you see outside of your house, right? This is going to start a conversation, a dialogue, hopefully, if you're, a parent that is parenting that way. I'm not saying that's the way you have to do it, because every household's different. But, kids learn behavior from us, right? We're gamers in my house. We're going to play games. So it is inevitable my kid's going to come to me and be like, I want to play that. I want to play that. Can I play that? And it's important to see that. I think for me, when I pick out games, I know for me personally, I want a game where I can play as an Afro-American character. Mm-hmm. I do.
There's a lot of things to say about technology now too. I mean, technology is getting better, where the games are being able to hold, more data, where you can create like different characters and different like just more stuff on a disc or in a file. And our computers and our gaming systems are able to hold so much more data. And yes, you want to create big, beautiful environments, but what about the people that are in the games? You want to create an environment with your people that are in it as well.
We talked with Evie last week about that, social change and the way that she formats her games. And again, I think that there's going to be a movement for that. And I think GG was the catalyst to how we think, right? We're really drilling down and really picking apart our developers and our studios nowadays, aren't we? We're not just settling for the stuff they're putting out. We're not just settling for, let's say Overwatch, for example. That game has a pivotal platform, hey page, and has a place in FPS, but we have looked beyond that. As soon as it came out, we're like, characters, races, size, can I play as a woman? I mean, all those things are now very ingrained in our gaming lifestyles. Not just, I can shoot people in the face. We don't settle for that anymore.
When you mention that, I want to talk about Cliff Blazinski's new game, Lawbreakers. That was one of the things that he set out that I've had a conversation with him we're at PAX South, and he's like, that was one of the important things that I wanted to bring into the table, is to have different sexes, different races, different characters to choose from, because he's like, I'm tired of just seeing, he created one of the biggest dude bro games possible, you know what I mean? He created Gears of War,
right?
But at the same time, there are different characters in Gears of War later, and that's not all him anymore. But his new game, I'm really excited to try it, because even just in like the banner, there's like 2 females in the banner, you know, and I think that has a lot to do with him growing as a person, him growing as a developer. You know, his wife is a big gamer, so he sees that side of the world as well. So I think that's really cool. And so we're starting to see developers that, you know, a lot of times you hear this thing where it's like, a lot of people just listen to old white guys. And he's like, you know, I'm going to be that old white guy that stands up for everybody as I can and do what I can to make this gaming environment a better place for everybody. And you know, props to him. He's a great dude in that aspect. Like, I totally respect him for that. And I can't wait to play his game because of it. You know, like, I want to play that because it's going to have what I want from a game, as in diversity in the game. You know, it's going to be a fun, fast paced shooter, but it's also going to have diversity. And that's something where we look at even Battleborn. Battleborn has a ton of different characters to choose from, and a lot of them are very different. There's the one character, she's like this big, massive lady, and she's awesome looking, like she's a big badass, you know? And you don't see that in many games, especially with their female characters. They're usually dainty and distressed, some kind of female, or, you know, she's a badass character that's just super sexy. She's just not a brand of Tarth. You know what I mean? Like, we need more brands in some games, you know? Some like awesome badass ladies that are just big, massive, awesome ladies.
And to
I
some,
think Tarth is actually really sexy.
Yeah.
I know, right? I love her. She's like so the best.
I think like in Gears of War, I think in Guild Wars too, like the Norn women. I think I played. You know, that was awesome, and I think you, like you said, some games they just have the sexy chick, and that's what Pixie was trying to say in our initial conversation. Over sexualized sometimes. You just
It's like they're like, well, we'll throw a female character in to just make them happy that there's a female character, but then it's like she's like plain Jane, you know. When it comes to mind is like the Call of Duty series. Like, I was stoked when they finally introduced female characters in Ghosts. She had 3 faces to choose from, and like the male character had like 8 or 9.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's not even like, it was like a white lady, an Asian lady, and a black lady. And I was like, cool, you just covered 3 bases. Like, the dudes have 9 to choose from. Why do I only get 3? This isn't equal. Like, just because you put a female build in there doesn't make it equal now. You gave me like less options to choose from. What is this, you know? So we could talk about customization.
We could talk about it all day long.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna segue into the conversation that's going on in chat about safe places and community, and just conversation overall about how we treat each other online and how we should behave. You know, I think it's very important to say that when we get together every Friday night, we're here for a specific reason. We are here to encourage the younger generation to do better than we have, right? To be better than we are, and to encourage them through STEM education, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and math, in 21st century technology, and our community outreach to make better games, make better stuff, you know, so we can all enjoy it and get our geek on together. So we appreciate it when you guys come in chat and you have this conversation with us and you join us week after week. We ask that, you know, you respect the fact that each and every one of us hosts, including Holly, who is not here, obviously has an opinion on the show that is our own. But overall, we are here for charity. We are a nonprofit organization, and we do this for the love of that. The gaming and the geek side, well, that's just who we are. It's part of each and every one of us, and we respect you guys and ask you to join in this conversation. No one's going to attack you, no one's going to shame you. There's no judgment here, so please keep that conversation flowing. Use that hashtag Buttgate for tonight so that you can get into the conversation. And Coiled Rose, happy to have you back in the chat. Thanks for joining us once again, and please host, you guys. Host the channel, get the word out. We understand that not everyone can be a LORT legend and sub to the channel and donate to our Scholarship Foundation by your Twitch sub, which 100% of that goes to our Scholarship Foundation, but you can share, you can host, you can tweet, and that helps us out as well. So we're going to roll into, I'm going to go into my topic. I'm not going to go last this time. I'm going to go into my topic, so let me go see what I wrote. Oh yeah, that's right. So wow, this is a rough one. I've been waiting and waiting to figure out if I'm gonna get some Dark Souls, right? I think Pixie's the same. She's like, I don't know, I'm gonna get this Dark Souls yet. But from what I understand, with a particular, who did this interview? Interview was done with Hidaka. Say the name. Somebody say the name. Read that, Pixie. What is that?
I'm not looking at it. I'm sorry.
Oh, damn.
Wait, you're in your notes?
Yeah. How do you say?
Miyazaka.
Thank you. The game dev for Dark Souls says that there is, after Dark Souls 3, there is no more Dark Souls sequels. Done. Fini. Done. He said that he's already started working on a new IP. He's pretty excited about the new IP. There's no more Bloodborne or Dark Souls. Finished. And he's going to work on the franchise Armored Core games that he had started previously. And the link's going to go up in the chat. And now, does that make me want to get the Dark Souls right away? Because they're not making any more sequels? Because I figured they'd make a 3, a 4, a 5, you know, and we would get the price drop, and then I could get into it. But this is it. We're done. And I've kind of got mixed feelings. So I want to know, has anyone got Dark Souls out of the three of us? I know.
I do.
You do? Okay. Oh, that's right, because you died. I remember now. Flashbacks.
Yep.
Pixie, you have not gotten it yet, right?
I have still not played more than that little bit yet.
Oh, okay. So, Pix, you don't have it?
No.
Okay. So, I guess I'll go to you first, Tiff. How do you feel about, thanks for that host, and Dot, the fact that that's it, we're done. We have this 3, and that's it.
I think, you know, with the way games go nowadays, where they just keep making the same series over and over again, I'm fine with them stopping at 3.
Okay.
The other ones are still available. They remastered 2 to be on the new gen consoles. It's not so far old where you can't find the games. You have Dark Souls, you have Bloodborne, you have Demon Souls. That's five games right there with those. Are they for everyone? No, they are not. I had some guy come up to me and he's like, should I pick up Dark Souls? I've been playing this, and this. I'm like, are you a casual gamer? You play casually to have fun? Then no, don't get Dark Souls, because like, this is not going to be a fun game for you. Do you get frustrated easily? Yeah. No, this is not for you. I get frustrated in games, but I get frustrated in like side scrollers and stuff, like on Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Like, I'll play until like I just can't do it anymore. And I really like the style of the game. I think it's great, but you can only do so much with it, I think. And I think by doing, like I said, almost that's 5 games within that type of series, that's a lot of them. And it's kind of a lot of the same thing. As a creator, absolutely understand wanting to move on and do something different, especially when you're making games and you're making the same type of games for so long. Shoot, I can't even like finish a sketch sometimes because I get sick of it. Like, you know, I have so many things that are in my house because I start them and I work on them and I have these great grand ideas, and then I get to being almost done, or I start a series of something and I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this series. My creativeness is done with it. I don't want to work on it anymore. Done. And so that's why I do a lot of limited runs on things, just because I know how I am. And I can only imagine making a game and still working on it, and still making that same type of game and trying to create the story so that it keeps going on. Like, that's got to be tough, you know, especially for a game like Dark Souls, where there's not too much story to begin with. There's a lore and there's a story to it, but not much. It just throws you into the game, really. There's no instructions. It's just like, here you go, have fun, figure it out. And so I mean, I'm 110% supportive of him moving on to new IP and getting something really fun out there, and working on the what you call it, oh my gosh, the Armored Core series. Yeah. Because a lot of people really liked those, so I could see that being a big thing and being really, really good for him. So those are my 2 cents on the subject.
What about you, Pixie? I mean, I know you haven't got it yet. Does that make a difference for you? Do you care? I mean, no. You're still gonna get it?
I'm still thinking about it because I think it would be hilarious. I'm pretty sure I'll break controllers, which, I mean, like, shit happens.
They're fun to stream too because like chat is always really helpful with those games, and like I've been wanting to stream Dark Souls, but I've just had a hectic schedule lately with game streaming. So it's always at like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, cool, nobody's up at 1 a.m. Like I'm not gonna stream
Oh,
now.
your EU
Like,
family's up at 1 a.m.
oh, I need when I need to be up at like 6 in the
Yeah,
morning the
that's
next day.
true.
I'm like,
Me
no,
neither.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. June, I am going to be childless for a month and a half, and I will have no sleep schedule to exist. So I'm very excited about playing all these games. Um, but they're fun to stream. I remember streaming Bloodborne for the first time and figuring that one out and having the chat help me, and that was super helpful. And that's one of those games where like I get jump scary like all the time, and Dark Souls does the same thing to me. Like the whole 2 minutes that I played of it the first time, I was like, oh gosh, this is going to be a fun game for me because I don't get jump scared very easily. But for whatever reason,
Party at
those
Tiff's
games
house.
do it
Yep,
for
Donald.
me. Like those ones do, and I like that about that. So that's gonna be a fun one.
I do think I'm gonna get it though, and honestly, I think it's important when you make anything that you know how to quit while you're ahead.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially in an industry like video games where you spend so much money with development. And I think this is a good time. I think there might have been one more game they could have gotten out of it. Maybe. But I think even that's pushing it because there really isn't a whole lot of story from what I've heard. And so I think it's fantastic. I think it's great. I think the best thing to do is to always leave people wanting more, because those people who played all of the Souls games will follow you because they liked the games and they're looking forward to everything else you could put out. And that's always something that you want to do, because if you put out shitty games, people aren't going to follow you. Like, BioShock is amazing. I only ever played BioShock 2 because of BioShock 1. Only ever played BioShock Infinite because I was like, oh, BioShock 2 was kind of not so good. I'm like really terrified, but BioShock 1 was so good, and it's by the same person, so like, yes! And it was fantastic. Fantastic. And so that's something that people have to consider when they're doing anything in any industry, really, is you always want people wanting more. And I think it's an incredibly smart decision. Bravo.
Yeah, I agree with you. I
So
absolutely agree
guys,
because people are wanting more of whatever he's making. They're going to be looking into his new stuff.
you guys in chat, you need to let us know what you guys think about No More Dark Souls series. I'm interested. Excuse me. Sorry, I've been up since 4:30. I really am interested. That wasn't a yawn for you. Because I'm kind of torn, you know. I think if it would be something like, Borderlands, I'd be really pissed, right?
You see Baby Rage in Dark Souls 3 would be hilarious.
Yeah, I know. Have you seen that, right? I think I'd be kind of pissed off. I think things like Final Fantasy, you know, but that's a lot more. That's a lot more storyline. That's entirely different style of game, you know, than the Dark Souls series. And there are some people out there who purchase Dark Souls and they grind their face off hours and hours and have played through the game, but that also is a different type of gamer than the three of us sitting here at the table, because I will turn that off. You know, I will break something.
The Diablo grind's pretty real.
Yeah,
like,
Diablo grind is real, but it's a different kind of grind. It's not
so different.
This Dark Souls competitive smash your face. I mean, it's hard. It's hard, but in a good way. To me, it's in a good way. I don't know about you people that come into Tiff's store and cry and slide it back across the counter talking about it's too hard.
It's happened.
It wasn't meant for you.
Totally
Okay,
happened.
it wasn't meant for you.
Some games aren't.
Peace.
I'm gonna fucking do it now. I keep saying I'm just gonna fucking do it at this point.
You know, we're gonna have a special Pixie stream We're gonna have a special Pixie stream where she streams it on this channel, and the three of us are going to commentate Pixie's Dark Souls. That's what's gonna happen.
Not happening.
That's what's gonna happen. We meet our next sub goal, and we'll do that. Yeah, she's gone. Or as my child would say, she gone. All right, so whose topic we have left? We just have Tiff.
Well, I'm the only other one here. We don't have Miss Holly in. And when is she coming back?
Never. She got stuff to do.
God, I know she's always so busy lately.
I know she's just busy. I'm gonna look at the calendar, but Miss Coiled Rose, if you can hear the sound of my voice, you need to email me back on those dates if you would, because I didn't see anything. I'm not sure if I missed it because I checked my spam. But anyway, go ahead, Tiff.
Anyway,
she's really
I just kind of have like rumory buzz stuff I want to talk about. She came back so excited. I was like, oh,
she was really gone.
As we know, I'm the Call of Duty lover of the group. It's one of my favorite games. Not lately, but there have been some leaks by Target, which is like the most refreshing thing to see a leak from Target marketing. Let me tell you
how that happened.
Yeah, it was okay. So there was a Snapchat of a Call of Duty poster that said Target.com on it. I'm like, oh, you idiot. Target. Oh, it's from Target, not any other gaming stores. Finally, because Walmart also likes to leak a bunch of stuff too. Anyway, someone leaked a Snapchat of the new Call of Duty that's coming out, apparently called Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
Right.
Biggest thing about it, though, so hyped right now, comes with a remaster of Modern Warfare, the first Modern Warfare. Talking Call of Duty 4. Modern Warfare, the Call of Duty.
Can I just call attention to the fact that I just saw a little bit of Tiff on Tiff, and I'm just going to let you know that could have been videotaped a minute ago. The whole that would have been great. Just saying. Side note. Go ahead.
I'm excited about this. So, Modern Warfare was the first Call of Duty that I got into that pulled me away from Halo, and that says a lot.
Deal, guys.
So like. This is a big deal for me. The older Call of Duty maps, they had close range, they had distance. You could do a little bit of everything in all those maps. I feel like nowadays Call of Duty is too close corridor. You can't really like get away from somebody, or like there's no big open maps. There's no maps that have big
I am in agreement with you because I am so sick of running around the corner getting shot in the face or shooting someone else at close range. You can't even see your kill because you're just like right into somebody.
Yeah, like you run into them constantly, and it's like, I get it, it's faster, it's newer, you have exos and stuff like that. Like, I got that, but like at the same time, it's like where I miss the classic maps. Right. And a lot of times I'm like, I don't care about older games, but this is one of them that I can't wait. And there was another leak that I saw with some crazy price point, but it looked like it might have been Photoshop, so I don't want to talk about that. But it looks like there's going to be 2 different editions of the game. One that's just the core game, and then that's one that's a limited edition that comes with the Modern Warfare download. I don't know the price point on that one. I'm kind of seeing what the heck is going on with that, because I don't think I would pay an additional like $40 for Modern Warfare download.
So this
like
isn't
at that
your
point,
season pass?
That's what I'm looking at, because they didn't announce any season pass. Call of Duty hasn't officially announced anything just yet. I'm sure we'll see some stuff at E3 because June is just around the corner, and I'm speculating that they're gonna have 2 different versions. One's gonna have Modern Warfare with it, and one will not. Who knows about a season pass? I don't even know with Call of Duty season passes anymore. It's ridiculous. But I just want to play Modern Warfare. Chat, which one's your favorite Call of Duty if you play Call of Duty? Are you excited about Modern Warfare? I'm excited about Modern Warfare. I can't wait.
Call of Duty is Call of Duty butt stuff.
That's fine. That'd be okay too. I'm sure that already exists, actually.
I don't know, but I'm sure like there's some Rule 34 out there.
Oh, I'm sure there is. It would be, oh man, it'd be so good. Anyway, I know you guys don't care about Call of Duty too much, but I have some other rumory news that's actually been confirmed. So it's not so much rumor anymore as when I typed up my notes about the Wii U and the NX. So Wii U is basically, it's the end of the Nintendo line right now. Like, they are not doing anything more with the Wii U except the new Zelda game. So earlier, like yeah, I think it was like early last year, Nintendo had announced that they were working on this big, massive Zelda game. Right, it's gonna be
Right.
open world, 110% beautiful. It's gonna be on the Wii U. Gonna be game like the biggest game that they've put out. Right, coming out 2016. Well, they just announced that it will not be coming out 2016. Zelda fans are pissed,
Pissed. They even talked
so
about
mad
it
about
at
this.
E3 the year before.
Mhm.
It wasn't
They
like
talk.
it's something new.
Yep. This is something they've been talking about
2 years,
forever.
at least two
So
years.
they put the date March 2017. The Zelda game will launch on the Wii U and on the Nintendo NX. What is the NX? Nobody has any idea. Nintendo has not said that they were going to do anything about it with E3. They said that the Zelda game is going to be at E3, but what platform is it going to be on? Are we going to see it on Wii U or are we going to see it on NX? The last time they did this with one of the Zelda games, apparently it was terrible because it came out on both platforms. I think it was like GameCube or something like that. I'm not a big Zelda fan, so I don't know. Chat, I'm sure, could correct me on which one it is, but they said that the game was really terrible because it went out on both platforms. So this is what I'm curious about: is if you don't have a Wii U, would you still buy a Wii U knowing that the NX is coming out because we don't know what it is,
I don't have a
or
Wii U.
are you going to hold off and wait for the NX?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna say I've been wanting a Wii U forever since Splatoon came out, and I saw Splatoon at E3 debut, and I got my hands on it. I still want it. Every time I go into the goddamn GameStop store, my kid's like, "Mom, when we're in the car, right, we're getting ready to go in." She's like, "Now, Mom, when we get in here, you're not allowed to ask for the Wii U." She sounds like a parent because she knows I'm going to be like, and I can't have it yet. So I want to know what the features are on that new console because that's going to sway my decision. However, there is going to be a price drop for the Wii U at some point, and it's going to be like this shiny thing, and I'm going to be like, but it's only $100 or $150, whatever it is, and I can just add it to my collection of consoles, but I'm going to want the new shiny, right?
See, what I'm curious about is,
Gamer
are they going
dilemmas.
to do backwards compatibility? Now, what the rumor is that the NX is not even going to have a disk drive. It's going to be all digital. So,
What the
my
fuck with people
speculation.
with crappy internet? How am I going to be all digital? No, 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 no! Oh, Shrimp's going to have a fit. Oh,
So,
hell.
that's
That
the
will
other
piss me
thing
off.
is it going to be backwards compatible like every other one of their consoles has been? Like all of their other consoles have been like they've been the BC like rulers
Yeah,
of all of the
true,
console stuff.
true.
So how would you make a Wii U game backwards compatible? Would you make it so that you can connect the tablet, or are they doing something different with mobile? Miitomo blew up and was great for
Yeah.
like 2 days, and then I stopped playing it. I don't even care. But then they also announced that they're doing a mobile Animal Crossing game. And if they do that, goodbye
Oh,
life, because
hell. I
all I will do
know.
is play on my phone.
We're all going to be sucked in Animal Crossing, and that's what we're going to
And
have the cameras on for the show.
and they
But
also have Pokemon Go coming out. So they're slowly moving over to mobile stuff. What if the NX had the backwards compatibility of your pre or your downloaded Wii U games and you used your phone to play?
okay.
Because
Okay.
they're also saying that the new controller doesn't have any buttons. Is also the other rumor that I heard.
Interesting. All right, Pixie, what do you think? Wii U all day, all day.
I don't care.
She don't care.
I don't know. The thing is, I just don't like consoles anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. I have no intention of dealing with either.
Okay. She done.
There you go.
I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
like that.
there's some things like I know PC gaming does a lot, but at the same time, there's like with the Nintendo stuff, a lot of times you can't get the same experience with them as you can on PC. And I know there's emulators and you can download them, all that other stuff, but I feel like you don't get the same experience as you do when you're playing like Mario Kart, with a room full of people, or Smash Brothers, like all at like a party or something, and even if you don't like going to parties and stuff, you can play all those online now, which I think is really great. I'm really looking forward to Nintendo getting their crap together, doing something with their online connectivity, because I'm really
Please.
tired of having to do a system transfer from DS to DS to transfer my account and my stuff, because it's so stupid.
That would
But
be
I
so
love that
aggravating.
idea. I love my 3DS. That's the other thing. I'm playing Fire Emblem Birthright right now, and I just had to make a really tough decision, and I just closed my DS because I couldn't make that decision.
Oh man, I haven't
It
touched.
was
I have
heartbreaking.
a DS XL. Is that what that was when they came out, the big one? I
Hmm.
haven't touched that thing in so damn long. I don't even know where it's at. And my kid tried to get me to play. Um, I think it was Pokemon on there with her, and I said, I know enough about the Pokey to know that if I touch it, it's going to cause a problem in my life. And I just turned and walked away. So I have a Pokey, one of the Pokey games, and it's sitting in there somewhere. But I just feel like I can't commit. I can't commit. I can't do it to myself.
They're too fun. Chris got addicted to Pokemon. One day he talked to me for 45 minutes about Pokemon after I turned him into it because I had him download
You
the
turned him
Pokemon
out.
Red. Yeah, I was like, you know what? I play Pokemon from time to time. You need to like play this game so that you kind of understand. So, second thing is, as I'm really good at my job and I'm really
Gamer
good at
wives,
recommending
yo.
games
Gamer
like
wives.
to my husband. And so like every game I've recommended to him, he's like, "This is a really great game. I would have never played this unless you suggested it." I was like, "I know, right? Like it was a good game." And so he's playing Pokemon Red.
Like,
He
don't you wish your wife was hot like me? That's what I'm talking about, right? All right,
he
so
talked to me for 45 minutes
45
about
minutes
Pokemon.
because you did it. It was your
I did
fault.
that. That
Guys,
was
I'm just
my
going to tell you, FYI, public service announcement from Shriv. Paragon has double XP this weekend, so if you're not in it to win it, get it now. Get up in there, because that's where you'll find Shriv playing some Paragon, whooping your ass. Come on, I dare you. Add Shrivasta. Bring it.
Piston!
What? What? Did she just call me a name?
No, we got somebody in chat that
Oh, I thought she just
no.
cursed me. I'm like, what? What was that? Oh, Shriv needs the pokey. That
She was
sounded
like,
so
damn,
dirty.
Pixie, you a savage.
I was like, why?
I know.
Because
You're
she
always
because
savage.
she didn't like the Paragon. She got in there and she was like, I'm pew pewing things. She killed a bunch of people, you guys. It was a bot, but she killed them.
Yeah, I'm so good at killing bots.
She
You
was
don't even
bots.
know. You don't even know about this life.
She's the bot slayer. Ooh. So guys, that is about the wrap of this show. We don't have Miss Holly this evening. You're right, she's AFK Cupcake somewhere around here, somewhere around this screen. So we only had 3 hot topics for this evening. She gets a savage from me, says Mao. Oh, Jort just hosted. Hey Jort, thanks for that host. And also a Purple Ronnie with the mega host. She's always there to host. And those of you who hosted the stream earlier, thank you so much. And shout out to all of our subs. Yeah, you hosted the end. Good job, buddy.
You made it.
You made it. Woohoo! Points for that. Everybody who is a sub in the channel, throw up your LORT Phoenix. Thanks for being a LORT legend. Those of you who have been sending items to the P.O. box, we have them. We're going through your merch and segregating them to which host gets what. So don't forget, the Twitch plates down there has our P.O. box, so you can send Pixie whatever the hell you want to send her. We'll get it to her. You can send Tiff everything but live animals because she doesn't accept those through the mail.
I have too many animals.
I do. Mail
Pixie.
me all your animals.
Pixie takes stuffed animals. Let me just confirm.
I'm gonna build
I do like taxidermy.
I'm
Taxidermy.
gonna build an ark, and I will take all your animals.
And Shriv is requesting candies from around the world because I want to taste some fun candies from around the world. By the way, if you haven't noticed, I totally forgot about that, Jar. Thank you for throwing that up. We did get our waffle emote. It's in the chat. Waffle to go with that bacon. But boom, there it is, you guys. Waffle to go with that bacon. So we are now in another sub. I thought I heard a noise. Sorry, it was my internet flashing. It's not
Yeah, my
stable.
internet was like
it's not stable.
unstable. Yep, mine too. I was like, what is happening?
We are now in another sub rotation, meaning we're trying to meet that sub goal for the next emote, which I have had votes for a disco ball. And that's about it. So if you have an idea for our next emote, you know, send them to us via Twitter, tag us, and let's move to the next sub goal. And your emote could be in the channel as well.
We should make a little skull face with like hearts on it. I could
That would be
make
Tiff's emote, yeah. So if you guys want to see an emote specific to Tiff, a little skull face with hearts on there to show your love. Tofu bacon my ass, Donald Gump. That's
just
blasphemy. No, thank you, sir. Good day.
Me and Scrim on the same wavelength.
Whew. We can make that happen as well. There's some real bacon, not some of that nasty tofu bacon. I'm all traumatized now. By the way, don't forget to join Pixie on her channel. Throw yourself a caster Pix. You can catch her, I don't know what her stream schedule is. It's all over the place. You can catch her streaming some Diablos, some League of Legends, and I'm pretty sure every once in a while, I think I gave you a game key or two to play something. I don't know what I said over that way, but play some of the whatever I sent you. Seeing some stuff on Steam.
It's a lot of fun.
My bacon doesn't have eyes. Well, I don't know what kind of animal your bacon comes from, but my bacon had eyes to begin with.
At some point in time, it had eyeballs.
And don't forget to catch Tiff on her creative stream, and occasionally she will shoot something in the face. And also check out her website and her wonderful arts. Piston. Hey, Piston.
Because probably 15 more hours of riffs.
She actually makes some amazing things that I wish if I was creative I could make, but can't do it. Gotta live vicariously. She did inspire me to do one watercolor, which is hanging up over there, and maybe, just maybe, if we make our sub goal, I might tweet it. It's
You gotta
I might share. So we're gonna bid you adieu. Big thanks again we're doing shout outs. Big thanks to DJ Side Warrior for that great pre-show. I fell for it. You got me, Donald Gump. You know how to rile me up with that bacon talk. And shout out to you ladies for being here. We're gonna say I don't even know if Holly's here next week. I'm not gonna lie to you. I gotta check the schedule because she's got some things going on. But I also want to give a big shout out to Tweet a Riot.
You're getting demands
My
now.
Bacon Squad, who is with me every Sunday for Team Bacon. You guys rock. I love it when you guys come see me for Bacon Squad. You crack me the F up with the Jackbox games, and I've got some new games for us to play as well. So thanks, Bacon Squad, for hanging out. Pancakes and bacon, pancakes and bacon.
I'm just saying, Mount Your Friends is best ever.
Yes, we have to get Holly to play Mount Your Friends. You guys weren't here when we played Mount Your Friends.
God, it was
Me and
so
Pixie were mounting each other, and it was amazing. It was good for me.
Like, I don't know what to think about this.
It was.
She's like, I think that's against the terms of service on Twitch.
You were what? What?
We were mounting each other with dangly bits. That's what was going on. It was
fun.
You can check the VOD out, people. It's there. But I want to play with you and Holly because I got to see that. I might pee my pants laughing so hard. I'm telling you.
Holly's gonna die.
I want to see Holly's face so bad because she has no concept of what we're about to do. But I'm gonna go to shout outs for Pixie next.
So shout outs to Mal and Bayuki who are gonna jam a bunch of seasonal Diablo with me. Super fun. Shout outs to everybody in chat for being here. You guys are awesome. Shout outs to DJ Side Warrior for the awesome intro again. I cannot say enough how awesome it is. But it's fantastic. And shout outs to you guys for being here, and shout outs to Aquaman's dolphin wife.
Oh, good. All right, Tiff.
Shout outs to you ladies for being here, and shout outs to Holly because I miss her face. I need to see her ASAP. She keeps sending me Snapchats, and I'm like,
yeah, she's a Snapchat expert.
I snap her 5 million times a day.
I don't get none of that.
She is.
I don't get none of those Snapchats. What the hell, people?
I'm like, Holly, I miss your face.
Why don't I get Snapchats? Why, Pixie? Am I you break up with me on the Snapchat? What's going on?
But I also want to do a shout out to my husband Chris and his coworker for his TV stuff he does, Eric. They are doing a St. Jude live play right now, and they are on Twitch.
Hey,
yes.
Why don't you throw the link up?
I can do that. He's at Redbeard_TV, and they are playing Broforce right now until completion. And we've got some stream keys to give out for Broforce. So if you guys are bored and want to come hang out with us,
Twitch link. Let me get the Twitch link. Let me get that.
And they're doing really good. Their goal is $1,500 and they're already up to 865. So if you guys want to come hang out and chat, I'll be modding chat over there for them. And they're two funny guys. So go hang out with them. And I'll
Say it again. Two funny guys. No one else
two
knows
funny
that but
guys.
me.
They don't even
Two
know.
funny guys.
They have no
Hey, I
idea.
want to play that game. That game looks pretty cool. Why is this link not working? Why is the link for his channel not working?
Is it not working?
Play
Okay,
live,
let me.
I get a brokey. No, I'm going to his Twitter, and it says the page you are trying to reach is not working. So,
Let's see here.
Let me try. Let me try again.
Copy the link address and.
Okay, I got it.
You got it.
I got it.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you.
So it's always great to help out the St. Jude. I love the play live stuff. That's always fun. We have a lot of kids that come into our stores with the Make-A-Wish and the St. Jude stuff. So we love helping out those kids because, you know, St. Jude doesn't make them pay for anything at all.
Great
So
charity, guys. Great charity.
that's the best one to go with. We love them. So
all right.
that's my shout outs are.
This has been Ladies of the Round Table, episode 98. 3 Amigas signing out. So thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you, I'm pretty sure at some point this weekend. I'm going to stream something. Pixie will be streaming something, and Tiff is going to find some time, I'm pretty sure. It'll be 2 o'clock in the morning, but come keep her company.
I'll be at the Battleborn party. Follow me on Snapchat. I'll tweet that.
Dude,
out.
yes. Please, Snapchat me. So
I will.
Feel like I love someone.
I see, like, I post everything to, like, my story.
You post everything to Facebook, and I don't want to see it
No,
on Facebook.
I don't post, like, anything on Facebook anymore. I kind of hate Facebook anymore.
Uh-oh, they haven't broken up.
I do. So, like, okay, quick rundown for Snapchat. I post everything to my story instead of to individual people because if they see my story, why do I need to send it to you individually? You could just
Because
see
I
the
like it
story.
like that, damn it.
But then I'm going to see it again when I play through all the stories. And I'm like, I already saw this because it was sent to me.
But it's not about you.
It is. It totally
All right, guys. Good nights.
Good night.